Hi boys and girls, today we're going to learn about Andy Warhol. Andy Warhol is from my hometown of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and he was a very famous pop artist, and he was a printmaker and a photographer. Andy Warhol was one of the first and most famous pop artists of all time. Pop art is a style of art based on simple, bold images of everyday items, such as a soup can, which is painted in a bright color. Pop artists created pictures of consumer product labels and packaging, photos of celebrities, comic strips, and animals. Pop art can be found on lots of things that you see every day. On this slide, I gave you some examples of where you may have seen pop art and not even realize that you were looking at it. You'll see on here I added a candy wrapper. You can find it on movie posters, comic strips, soup can labels, and even fast food advertisements. Which leads us into our next project, a pop art leaf collage in print. Our learning goal for this project is we're going to be creating a mixed media and a print. So we're going to be producing a work of art through mixed media that utilizes simple techniques and making a print that also utilizes simple printing techniques. Our learning targets for this project are I could get ideas from real life, and we're going to find some leaves as inspiration. I can use texture in my art, and we're going to use the textures from the leaves to create our prints, and I can create prints. The materials needed for this project are crayons, you can use leaves or flowers, and paper. All right, let's get started. All right, boys and girls, now we are ready to create our leaf print collage. All right, so if you haven't already, I want you to go and I want you to find two pieces of a plant. You can find them outside, you could use a piece of a fake plant, but you're gonna need leaves or you could try flowers. So you wanna have two. So I've got my one and I have my two, and then I want you to pick out two colors of a crayon, any two colors that you want, but you need two. Different colors, please. All right, so once we have our plants, I want you to set them aside. You're going to set your crayons aside for right now. And we're going to take our piece of paper, and I'm just using a regular piece of computer paper. And you're going to fold it in half as best you can. Push nice and tight so we can have a nice divide on our paper when we open it up. Then you're going to take your paper and you're going to fold it again in half. And what we're doing is we are creating 4 different areas on our piece of paper because we want to have 4 different areas. So push those corners real tight, and then you're going to open up your piece of paper, and now you should have 4 sections. So now we've got our 4 sections, our 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you're going to take your first plant piece or leaf, and I want you to, we're going to take this first box. So the first box in this top left corner, you're going to slide your piece of leaf underneath. So we want to put it under our paper. And what we're doing is we're creating the print part of our project. And you're going to take your first color, and I want you to hold your paper tight, and it should be a little wrinkled because you do have a leaf or a piece of plant underneath it. And inside the square, we're going to color it in with our first color. hold your paper tight. We want to try not to make our paper move, so push real tight with your hand. And then you're going to take your crayon and you're going to color right over it. And you're going to start to see your pieces of your plant shining through onto your paper. And we are creating a crayon rubbing print, which covers part of our printmaking that we talk about at school. All right. So we are creating a nice crayon print of our leaf, or if you have a flower, whatever it is that you chose to put underneath, leaf, flower, plant. All right, so now we can see the parts of the plant that are shining through. Now you're going to take your other leaf and you're going to put it across diagonally. So we've used this top left box. We want to go diagonally across. So we're going to go into the bottom right. And you're going to slide your leaf underneath. Press it tight. You're going to take your other color. So I used orange. Now I'm changing over to blue. And I'm going to hold my paper tight. And I'm going to color in this box. Holding my paper tightly so that it doesn't move, because we want to try and keep whatever's underneath is keeping it right where it's at so that we can get a really good print. So the tighter that you hold it, the better your print's going to come out. Oh, this one came out a lot better than the other one. All right, so we're coloring all around. Fill in your box. And now you should have your other print done. And now you can lift your paper. You can set aside your plants for right now, and then I want you to come back with your paper. And now we have these two boxes open. And now what I want you to do is you're going to take your pieces of your plant, and since you can choose whichever box open you want to use, if you'd like this plant to be directly across from it, then you could put it here. If you want this plant piece next to it, you could put it next to it. But what I want you to do is you're going to either glue it down, or you can just set it down on top and then take your picture and upload it to me. But right now we have our collage. So we've now created a mixed media. And a mixed media is when we combine two or more things together to make an artwork. So in this case, we've done a crayon print, and now we're going to glue these or set these down, and that's going to create our mixed media because we're adding collage into it. And collage is when we paint. We can either paint things or glue things, cut them up and glue them back down, and then call the whole piece a piece of artwork. So right now we've created our mixed media print, and we have added texture to it, which is what we feel, and created our print. And we used inspiration from things we find around the house. All right, take a picture and upload it. I hope you had fun. Thank you.